What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Hands On Channel. I've got great news. We all have cause to celebrate, and we should count our blessings because today justice was served. I told you in the last video, the Second Amendment and the right to defend yourself were what was actually on trial, not Kyle Rittenhouse. And today we all won. Justice won in America. Finally. And we've been waiting. It's long overdue. We've been waiting for something to happen. We've been waiting for the Supreme Court to step in and do their jobs, and they've refused to do their jobs multiple times and then let us down in multiple other cases. Recently, we had that Fifth Circuit Court that put the brakes on Biden's mandate. So that's wonderful news. There's lots of positive stuff happening, and this is the biggest one that I've seen in a while. Breaking, and it was the biggest case of the century. I mean, this was a huge deal, again, for the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms, and not only that, the right to defend yourself against a mob of angry protesters, so that wanted to kill you or do harm to you. So breaking, Kyle Rittenhouse found not guilty on all counts. Great job, Kenosha. Great job, jury. Great job, everybody, judge, everybody involved, except for the prosecutors. They obviously screwed the pooch in 6 ways to Sunday on that case. So a lot of that was on them. But what it really proved was they had no case to begin with. So the real injustice is that Kyle has been sitting in jail all this time awaiting trial. So that's kind of a bummer, and it sucks for him. But there was a meme I saw earlier. It showed the Covington kid, and he got, several $100,000 because, of defamation lawsuits against the major mainstream media news outlets that smeared his name. If you don't remember, he was the one with the Trump hat, and the Native American man was yelling at him, and the MSM spun that to be a racist thing when it had nothing to do with that. Well, Kyle Rittenhouse, if he does the right thing and gets the right lawyer, the kid will never have to work again. I mean, this is incredible. I would imagine campfire songs, folk songs, and stuff like that will be written about the, Mr. Rittenhouse, young man that did what many adults were afraid to do to protect their town and the businesses in their town from being burned and destroyed by violent protesting thugs that were hell-bent on destroying the city. And they were trying to make this into a racist deal when all 3 of the people that Rittenhouse shot that night were all white. He didn't go there and just start spraying randomly into a crowd like the prosecutor was trying to paint the picture, like comparing him to a school shooter and stuff like that. That was completely asinine. And the prosecution knew it, and the jury knew it too. That's the best part. I was worried that the jury, being that we're in 2021, my worry was that the jury has been infested with the wokeism of our modern culture. And they were showing some signs, taking 3 days of deliberation to make this relatively easy verdict. I was getting worried. I was thinking, man, they're going to get him on some little thing, and whatever. And anyways, all counts, not guilty. Wonderful, wonderful day. We got reason to celebrate. Drink a cold beer on behalf of Kyle Rittenhouse and the justice system working, and the right to bear arms being reinforced by this case right here. The right to protect and defend your city. Again, look at the braveness of Kyle Rittenhouse and what he did and what all he's gone through. And at the end, when I watched the verdict being announced and everything, and Kyle Rittenhouse broke down. I mean, you could see he physically collapsed at one point. He was crying, and shaking. His hands were shaking. He was out of, his body was just like almost out of control because he was just trying to contain all of the emotions that he's been put through because of this stuff. All of the things, all of these big figureheads, talking heads, including Joe Biden, implying that or directly saying that he's a white supremacist. I mean, how do you think that makes you feel when you're a scared 17, 18-year-old young man sitting in a prison cell? It makes you scared for your life because there's a lot of racial stuff that goes on inside prisons. That's about all I can say about that. But here's what Sleepy Joe had to say about it, FJB. Biden, angry and concerned about Rittenhouse not guilty verdict, after initially saying he didn't watch the trial, but he still stood by the jury's decision. So, well, at least there's that. What an idiot. So here's a funny one. If you don't know, right now, the left is out there screaming at the sky the exact same way they did in 2016 when Donald Trump was elected. I mean, it's insane. The left is melting down. So although this is cause for celebration, don't spike the football and do the end zone dance for too long, because the problem is that some other attack's going to come tomorrow. You know, they may start trying to burn down Kenosha again. You know, I mean, people like Rittenhouse may have to go out there and do the exact same thing to protect their cities, because we have to say, as adults, enough is enough. If the police are going to be ordered to stand down, then the citizenry is going to have to step up and fill those shoes. And Mr. Rittenhouse, what a brave young man. He's a hero. No doubt about it, he's a hero. They're going to write songs about him. The Kenosha Kid, I mean, I can hear him already, and it's going to make the left melt down. This is incredible. Incredible. So outside the courthouse, a distressed woman yells, "F America," before having a seizure on the Kenosha courthouse steps after Rittenhouse found not guilty. So she had a seizure about it. So this is kind of off topic, but here's another one about Sleepy Joe. So when he was asked about the state of his health, he said, "It's good. I feel great. I'm looking forward to celebrating my 58th birthday." No kidding. Go to the Gateway Pundit and look it up yourself. It's right there for you to see. I'm just scanning through the Gateway Pundit because they've got all this stuff on the Rittenhouse case where a lot of other media outlets weren't really covering it. Great job, Gateway Pundit, for staying on top of this. So here's what a Democrat representative, an elected official, had to say about the Rittenhouse verdict. "The judge, the jury, the defendant, it's white supremacy in action." So, yeah. That's what she had to say about it. It's white supremacy. Justice is white supremacy. It must be part of their 1619 project, cult or whatever that is. So Rittenhouse is living proof that white tears can still forestall justice. Democrat rep calls Kyle Rittenhouse a murderer after not guilty verdict. Again, I'd be figuring out if I'm allowed to sue her. And if I was, I'd be suing. Anybody that defamed me, anybody that tried to paint me as something I was not, and especially people in a position of power like that, I would sue their asses off. Don't stop until it stops. That's how you make a change in this culture. And I don't like it that we're such a litigious society. I don't like it that it's that way. But guys, it's that way. We got to stop doing this stuff where we let these infractions happen to us, like death by 1,000 cuts. You know, a lot of these little things happen over and over, and we're just like, well, I don't want to go get a lawyer over that because that's going to cost me money and time off work, on and on and on. You got to start standing up for your rights or you're going to lose them. So Madison Cawthorn joins Matt Gaetz in offering Kyle Rittenhouse an internship. Says people should be armed and dangerous. And I agree with that. The most polite society is an armed society. And we need to get back to that. And people say, oh, what, you want it to be like the Wild West? Everybody just going around, pew, 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 shooting everybody? No, it won't be like that, because people will start to realize that, oh, that guy over there, he's got a gun. And if I start shooting my 6-shooter, he's going to pull his out and smoke me. And if he don't get me, that guy over there is going to get me. And we let the rest be sorted out by the justice system. If he does the right thing and gets the right attorneys, I'm telling you, it may be one of the biggest lawsuit settlements in history or whatever. So, I mean, hold your beer, because things is fixing to get a little different than what they think. See, so far, the left has been getting away with all this stuff and just pushing and pushing and pushing and trying to say, oh, well, you know, he shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have had that gun. Oh, he shouldn't have been there defending their property and stuff. It's just property, blah, blah, blah. It's just a TV. It's just a car dealership being burned down. It's just a town being burned down. You know, the mayor let it happen. So, I mean, it's cool, right? No, it's not cool. These people have a vested interest in that area. They own businesses. They own those businesses. That feeds that's livelihood to their families and stuff. But the left don't get that, or they don't care. They just want to destroy everything. And we're finally starting to see this. And even people on the left are starting to realize, you know, like the people, like the judge in the case. They say he was actually a Democrat, but he's an old school Democrat. He's not like these modern ones that are totally woke and basically communists acting like Democrats. That guy was a classical Democrat, and back in the day, the Republicans and classical Democrats could kind of reach across the aisle and do what was best for America. But that's long gone now. So here you go. Left-wing BLM communists come unglued over Rittenhouse verdicts. These people don't realize their massive riots caused the event. But this whole time, the left has been pretending that, Kyle Rittenhouse shouldn't have been there. Well, what about Grosskreutz or Grosscrotch or whatever his name is, the guy with the missing bicep? What about Skateboard Guy? What about Rosenbaum, the convicted 5-time pedophile? Should all of those people have been there? And if nothing else, this sampling of these people that attacked Rittenhouse shows you the kind of people that are involved with Antifa. It's violent pedophiles and criminals. That's who is in Antifa. So, yeah. Not today, commie. Not today. Never forget this white supremacist tweet Joe Biden posted about Rittenhouse. Today, Rittenhouse found not guilty on all counts. They're getting a lot of egg on their face suddenly. You look around the country, like the stuff we talked about in the last video. Prices are going up, wages are going, they're staying the same, but everything's exploding in price. I mean, they're talking 30, 40, 50% increases on meats that you like to eat. So, enjoy that. That's Bidenflation right there. So here's the next one. Kyle Rittenhouse shakes uncontrollably and collapses after not guilty verdict. That saddened my heart. I felt sorry for the poor young man. He's been put through the ringer, but he handled it like a champ. He's going to come out on top on this deal. Again, multimillionaire when this thing's all said and done, if he plays his cards right and he goes after the people, the right people, and puts all this stuff down. You can't just defame people like that, especially on the mainstream media, especially when you're the leader of the free world. So I don't know. I think there's some laws that actually protects Biden from lawsuits, but I don't know about that. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I wonder, after Kyle Rittenhouse shook violently and uncontrollably, was LeBron James sitting there saying that was fake? What an a-hole LeBron James is. He needs to just go on to obscurity somewhere and shut the F up and enjoy his millions and millions of dollars that he made before he further ruins his reputation. What an idiotic thing to say the other day when he was talking about, looked like fake tears. He ate some lemon drops or some stuff like that or whatever. What an idiot. And yeah, I don't know. I talked to my lawyer about that. He's got plenty of money. Maybe he's got some to spare, saying stupid shit like that in a public place where that guy has so much reach. Arguably, he has as much reach or more reach than CNN does. So if I'm Rittenhouse's attorneys, I'd be looking at anybody that defamed my name. So guys, that's going to be a wrap today. I just wanted to share a quick video here about a positive thing. They don't happen very often in 2021. And it really is, I was thinking before I started recording, it's like a roller coaster. One thing you can't say about 2021 is that there's ever been a dull moment, because from one day to the next or 1 hour to the next, these exciting bombshell stories are dropping like hotcakes. So I appreciate you tuning in. As always, I stand for liberty. I hope you do too. Enjoy the day. Celebrate this victory. Get ready to go back to battle tomorrow. We can't let up. We can't ever let up on these guys. They never let up. We'll see you next time.